The legal disclaimer ensures transparency about recipe sources and viewer responsibility. The Karipap in Malay is one of Malaysia's most ubiquitous and beloved snacks, sold piping hot at roadside stalls, coffee shops, and night markets across the country. Crispy and golden on the outside, savory and aromatic within, it traces its lineage to the Indian samosa, but has been thoroughly localized through Malay, Chinese, and Peranakan influences into something entirely its own. Every region, every family, every street vendor has a version. Some favor a simple shortcrust shell, others labor over an elaborate spiral pastry whose flaky layers shatter with each bite. Sook Ching's recipe from Malaysian Home Cooking takes the accessible home cook approach, a straightforward shortcrust pastry made with plain flour and cold margarine, rubbed to fine breadcrumbs and bound with just enough cold water to hold. The filling is equally unfussy: minced lean meat, chicken, pork, or beef, whichever you prefer, a single potato diced small, shallots, and a level tablespoon of curry powder, simmered together until the potato is tender and the mixture is dry enough to spoon onto the pastry, without soaking through. Yinn of Rasa, Malaysia confirms the same core filling composition, noting that while spiral curry puffs are the showstoppers sold by specialist vendors, the simple folded half-moon shape made at home is every bit as delicious and far less intimidating for first-timers. She also stresses that the filling must be completely cool before wrapping. A warm filling will melt the fat in the pastry and destroy its flakiness before it ever hits the oil. What makes a great curry puff is the contrast of textures: a shell that snaps cleanly, releasing a puff of steam, and the fragrance of curry leaves and toasted spices, giving way to a dense, savory interior where the potato has soaked up the curry paste and the meat has browned in the shallot oil. Served warm with a cup of tea, they are the quintessential Malaysian kuih, a small, perfect package of comfort. For the filling: lean meat 75 g, minced, as desired. Potato 1 medium, peeled and diced into 1/2 cm cubes, as desired. Shallots 2, finely chopped, as desired. Curry powder 1 level TBC, mixed with a little water to form a paste, as desired. Cooking oil 1 tablespoon, as desired. Curry leaves 4 sprigs, stripped from the stem, as desired. Salt to taste, as desired. Water 1/2 cup, as desired. For the pastry: plain flour 1 1/2 cup, as desired. Salt 1/4 teaspoon, as desired. Margarine 5 tablespoons, cold and cut into small cubes, as desired. Cold water about 3 tablespoons, as desired. For frying: cooking oil for deep frying, as desired. Here are the written ingredient list. Preparation steps: 1. Prepare the filling ingredients. Mince the lean meat finely. Chicken thigh, lean pork, or beef all work well. Peel the potato and dice it into small, even 1/2 cm cubes so it cooks through quickly and fits neatly inside the pastry. Chop the shallots finely. Measure out the curry powder into a small bowl and mix it with just enough water to form a smooth paste. This prevents the spices from burning when they hit the hot oil and ensures the curry flavor coats the meat and potato evenly. Cook the filling. Heat the tablespoon of cooking oil in a pan over medium heat. Add the chopped shallots and fry until they soften and turn lightly golden, releasing their sweetness. Toss in the curry leaves and the curry paste and fry for 2–3 minutes, stirring constantly until the paste darkens and fills the kitchen with its characteristic aroma. Add the minced meat and fry for another 2–3 minutes, breaking it up with a spoon until it has changed color and is cooked through. Add the diced potato, salt to taste, and the 1/2 cup of water. Cover the pan, lower the heat, and let it simmer for about 10 minutes, or until the potato is soft and the liquid has evaporated. The filling should be moist but not wet. Taste and adjust the seasoning, then spread the filling on a plate to cool completely. Critical tip: the filling must be thoroughly cooled before assembling the puffs. Warm filling will melt the margarine or butter in the pastry, ruining its texture and making the dough greasy and difficult to handle. 3. Make the shortcrust pastry. Sieve the plain flour and salt together into a mixing bowl. Add the cold, cubed margarine and toss to coat the pieces in flour. Using your fingertips only, the warmth of your palms will soften the fat too much. Rub the margarine into the flour quickly until the mixture resembles fine breadcrumbs. Work briskly. The goal is to keep the fat as cold as possible so it creates flaky layers when fried. Sprinkle in the cold water, a tablespoon at a time, mixing lightly with a round-bladed knife until the dough just comes together. Use only enough water to bind. Too much makes the pastry tough. Turn the dough onto a lightly floured board. Bring it together into a smooth ball, wrap it in cling film, and rest it for 15–20 minutes. Cooking steps: 1. Roll and cut the pastry. Roll the rested dough out on a floured board to an even thickness of about 0.25 centimeters. Using a 5-centimeter round pastry cutter, cut out as many circles as possible. Re-roll the trimmings and cut again until the dough is used up. You should get 12–15 rounds. 2. Fill and fold. Place a rounded teaspoon of the cooled filling in the center of each pastry round. Do not overfill or the puffs will burst during frying. Lightly brush the edge of one half of the round with a little water. Fold the pastry over the filling to form a half-moon shape, pressing the edges firmly together to seal. Starting at one end, pinch and twist the sealed edge in small overlapping folds to create a rope-like crimp. This not only locks in the filling but gives the puffs their traditional decorative edge. Alternatively, use the tines of a fork to press and crimp the edge. 3. Heat the oil. Pour enough cooking oil into a deep pan or wok to fully submerge the puffs, at least 5 cm deep. Heat the oil over medium heat until it is lightly smoking, then reduce the heat slightly. The oil should be hot enough to sizzle when a small piece of pastry is dropped in, but not so fierce that it browns the outside before the inside cooks through. 4. Deep fry the curry puffs. Gently lower 3-4 puffs at a time into the oil. Do not overcrowd the pan. Fry slowly over medium heat, turning occasionally until the pastry is a deep, even golden brown and thoroughly cooked through, about 4-5 minutes per batch. Frying too quickly will leave the dough raw in the middle. Frying too slowly will make the puffs greasy. Adjust the heat as needed throughout. Top 2-8. Drain and serve. Remove the curry puffs with a slotted spoon or wire strainer and drain them on a wire rack or on kitchen paper to remove excess oil. Serve warm. They are at their best within an hour of frying, when the pastry is still crisp and the filling is fragrant.